Welcome to Cars, Our Stars, and the floor of the 2019 North American International Auto Show. I'm Glenda Lewis.
And I'm Alan Campbell, and over the next 30 minutes, we're going to be bringing you some of the coolest cars and hottest rides you won't want to miss at this year's show.
This show has everything from electric to concept vehicles, high-performance beauties, even big brawny trucks.
Carolyn Clifford and Dave Llewellyn have a wrap-up of all the big reveals from earlier this week at Press Days.
Some of the showstoppers. The 2020 Ford Shelby GT500 came down from the ceiling.
Toyota revived the Supra. The CEO calling the 5th generation edition totally lit.
Several SUVs debuted this year. The new Ford Explorer will come in several versions, including a hybrid and an ST.
Kia debuted the 2020 Telluride with a sweet off-road demonstration.
The 2020 Cadillac XT6 offers 3 rows of seating and a lot of luxury. Cadillac also teased at an all-electric vehicle dubbed the Cadillac EV.
After a reveal hiccup, Infiniti showed off an electric crossover concept called the QX Inspiration.
Ram rolled out a powerful heavy-duty truck. The 2019 Ram 3500 is a beast with 1,000 foot-pounds of torque.
A couple of automakers drew on their racing roots. Subaru dramatically unveiled their S209, which draws on its S-Series performance cars.
IMSA driver Scott Pruitt was on hand to help debut the sleek Lexus 2020 RCF and RCF Track Edition.
A few beautiful can't-miss concepts like the Lexus LC convertible in a shimmering white.
The Nissan IMS, an electric sports sedan. And GAC showed off the Intrance EV with sliding glass doors and a front seat bench. So cool.
There will be so much more to see when you come down to the 2019 North American International Auto Show.
Wow, so much to see here. Check out this concept car, the Nissan IMS. It's an all-electric performance vehicle equipped for automated driving.
Yeah, nowadays there really is a
Yes.
big demand for electric vehicles. In fact, a startup named Rivian from right here in Metro Detroit made quite the splash at the LA Auto Show. Matthew Smith had a chance to get an up-close look to see what all the buzz is about.
It is an adventure vehicle.
Big, powerful, electric? If you're not used to hearing that third part or just think the idea of an electric truck is weak, well, the folks behind this truck are looking to change that.
I think that myth has been killed over the last few years, and it really is offering an opportunity to do something really different.
Different is pretty much what they do here. Think of it, a truck brand with no history, no DNA to speak of. So for Jeff Hamoud, Rivian's VP of Design, well, they had to start from scratch, something they were excited about.
And if you look at how this functions, essentially this comes down, and this becomes our gear tunnel.
From a huge cargo hold that we've never seen on a truck before, to a unique snap-on roof rack that takes seconds to lock in.
Super simple. You basically extend it and click it in, and now it's locked in.
And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the lights. I'd love to tell you there's something poetic, that it's a window to the truck's soul, but frankly, these things are just freaking cool.
The big overall feature of the vehicle are these round lights here. So these are our stadium-shaped lights, and it's very striking. When you see this coming down at the road, I feel it's one of those things that people are automatically going to know, oh, okay, that's a Rivian behind me.
But it's not just the truck that's different.
So we're gonna go ahead and put you in these.
Even how they made it is different. Trevor Green is getting me up close and personal with the truck through VR tech. What used to take weeks or months to model was done in minutes using this type of tech.
This cuts down on a lot of the weight to actually get your hands on the vehicle and see it in real dimensions.
Now I could take more time making me look silly in these goggles or explain the ins and outs of this truck's makeup. Instead, I'll just explain my aha moment inside this gear. The car's on a real road, outdoors, no obstructions of view, a glass ceiling, and boom, you get it. A silent vehicle whizzing through nature, nothing separates you. For years, we've praised big, gas-guzzling trucks. Now, you get the power and none of the guilt. And that makes these folks smile.
This is so much fun. I mean, this is so much fun. It's been an absolute blast being able to talk about this vehicle now.
It had to be a secret for a long time.
It did, it was, yeah. It's one of the hardest kept secrets because we're so excited about this new product that's coming out.
It stacks up too. 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. It can pull 11,000 pounds.
That balance between making something feel premium but still inviting you to use it.
A tightrope both the RT1 and the RS1, the SUV version, are willing to walk. And with production nearing, we'll soon see if this startup, just miles away from the big three, has the upswing to shift the future of the automotive capital.
Wow, pretty impressive for sure. And listen to this. Just last year, Rivian bought a recently closed Mitsubishi plant in Illinois. The first models are expected to roll off the assembly line in 2020.
Well, don't go away, because when we come back, we'll show you how Ford is counting on technology to drive the future.
Welcome back to Cars Are Stars. This impressive vehicle behind us here is the GAC Entrance. It's a concept car that's showing us a glimpse into the future.
And next year, the auto show will move to June with exciting new outdoor exhibits. But here's a look back at over 100 years of auto show history.
The Detroit Auto Dealers Association held its first auto show in 1907 at Riverview Park.
For several decades, it was a regional show, with the event taking place at different locations over the years. It was in 1965 when Cobo became the home of the Detroit Auto Show.
There was another milestone in 1989 when the show officially became the North American International Auto Show. 850 journalists from around the world came to press days that year.
Remember when a Jeep Grand Cherokee smashed through a Cobo window in 1992?
Or Ford stealing the spotlight with the Ford GT40 concept in 2002 and again in 2015 with the Ford GT.
Or the cattle drive on Washington introducing the redesigned Dodge Ram in 2008.
The show is always a who's who of guests, from Big Bird to Bill Clinton, Celine Dion to Barack Obama.
WXYZ has long been a part of the auto show. Here's our red carpet charity preview from 1998.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Guy Gordon, and welcome to the greatest auto show on earth.
And innovations to the show keep coming. In 2017, the DADA added Automobility, a place to showcase mobility startups from around the world.
And in 2020, expect the biggest innovation yet.
The show is going to move from January to June. And what June allows us to do is to use the outside area that adds the 14 acres between here and Hart Plaza as additional display areas and things that we can use.
The 2020 show fully embraces the changes in the auto industry and could offer ride and drives, autonomous driving demonstrations, and endless opportunities at sites throughout downtown.
It's going to be an exciting year in 2020, but there's plenty to see this year. Check out Ford's all-new 2020 Mustang Shelby GT500. It's the most powerful street-legal Mustang ever made.
Yeah, pretty impressive vehicle, and whether it's performance or innovation, Ford is always looking at ways to make an impact. Jim Kirshner takes us inside a facility where Ford is testing the technology of the future.
It's very unusual for the car companies to open the door and show us what they're doing on the inside because they're so competitive. But they say what you see here and what the people are working on here will change very soon with technology.
If you came back in 6 months, it'll look different. These machines may or may not be here.
This new facility is 135,000 square feet, broken down into 4 key areas: advanced robotics, 3D printing of parts and tools, augmented reality to train workers hands-on, and virtual reality to design the assembly plant of the future.
We deliver solutions to our plants that are immediately deployable and immediately scalable.
Let's start with the robotics. In this application, they look for assembly flaws and record them on a computer faster, more reliably than humans, especially when these engines are moving down an assembly line 1 every 20 seconds.
In some cases, we are using artificial intelligence as well.
Some of these 3D printers are here on consignment and are being used to make prototypes for actual parts and tools. They save time and money. The computer does most of the work.
So the benefit of 3D printing is we didn't have to have somebody sit down on a CAD system now and remodel this into something that could be cut.
The $45 million investment here is to make every assembly plant and every worker flexible for the future.
Good to go.
Now, I'm not a gamer, so this is going to be completely foreign. They made me the worker on the assembly line to see if theory can become reality. Get this, Ford has been working with virtual reality for 15 years, but it's much more advanced now. I'm immersed into the plant, on the line, and put to the test. This saves time and money.
When we build new facilities for future vehicles, we have to go through each workstation and make sure everything's in place before we can build. This is a process that typically took place at launch when the workstations were complete.
And workers are trained with a mix of hands-on and virtual reality to assemble complex components. I'm seeing a 3D hologram of this, like this. This training can be done online and with workers in plants worldwide. They're still just regular assembly line workers?
Absolutely.
They don't need any extra training once you've trained them?
No, the intent, I liken it to going from a flip phone to a smartphone. Sometimes it's a little uncomfortable when you first get your smartphone, but once you have it, you don't realize how you ever lived without it.
Buzz in the industry is a workforce designed for speed. That's what this place is doing.
Wow, some pretty incredible technology. The future definitely looking bright for Ford. All right, folks, don't go away. When we come back, we'll have a peek at some of the colors you'll see on the road in the future.
Welcome back to Cars Are Stars. Okay, Alan, what's your favorite car color?
It's a tough one, but I'm going to say purple, the same as your fingernails.
All right, I can see you sporting a purple ride. Well, consumer surveys say that when people buy a car, color is still the most important factor.
Yeah, variations of blue are very popular on the show floor this year. In fact, Lincoln is a great example of that, from Rhapsody Blue to Chroma Crystal Blue. But what about the future? Listen to this. Car manufacturers have to decide 2 to 3 years in advance. So we asked an expert what popular colors and trends we can expect to see down the road.
First of all, you're seeing this increase in the chroma or brightness or vividness of colors. So colors like reds, yellows, and oranges are even more chromatic because a lot of the OEMs are adding an added layer called a tinted clear, which has a little bit of pigment, so in the sunlight that color just explodes. It's almost like hyper, it's so bright. Another trend that we're seeing is the use of almost a color that would look solid, like it has no effect, but as you approach it, it looks like it has some kind of flake or sparkle to it. We're calling that a ceramic look. And then the third thing, you're going to start to see more two-tones. That's something that we're going to see, but not in the way they used to be done in the 50s or the 60s. You're going to see the accenting, breaking up color on a vehicle, but you're going to start to see that kind of wraparound in different areas of the car to kind of break up the space on a vehicle.
Blue will be the color of the 2019 show, but PPG says the next color trend will be inspired by nature and wellness.
The next color that I think is going to be up and coming is greens, and this is a beautiful range that we've created for our new trend show. Anywhere from a light silvery green to more of a nature-inspired green to a green that kind of has this blue, spruce, deep forest type look to it.
PPG is looking to the future. For autonomous vehicles, special coatings may be as important as color.
We have learned from some of our other markets that we work with, particularly aerospace, how to create coatings that work well with LiDAR and radar capability. The pretty color is part of it, but the coating itself is one of our future strengths, and we see it expanding for the autonomous market.
I have to tell you, Glenda, purple, still my favorite color.
All right.
However, according to PPG, they say that white is still the most popular and that manufacturers do have different variations on the color white.
Well, don't go away. When we come back, we're going to show you all the fun things you can do when you come down to the show. Stay with us.
Welcome back to Cars Are Stars. There are so many interactive displays down here at the auto show, like this virtual all-star experience at Chevy where you can hit a ball out of the park.
I'm about to be a virtual all-star, Campbell, hitting it out of the park. But Keenan Smith came down and explored the whole show floor to show you the activities you don't want to miss when you come down.
There are lots of hands-on activities, and some let you get your hands on the steering wheel.
And if you really want to know what it's like to open up a Dodge Challenger, well, you're at just the right place. We're going to give it a shot.
You're taking the Challenger through its paces on the racetrack in the Challenger Challenge. There are sharp curves and straightaways to open up the throttle. It's fun, but challenging.
In fact, maybe I'm back to a learner's permit.
Now, if you see a partial dirt track and trees in the back, you're at the exhibit for Kia's new SUV.
So this is the Kia Telluride. He's sort of taking you off-road, but you never leave Kobo.
And like true off-roading, it's a bumpy ride, whether you're on 4 wheels or 3. Next up is the Ford Explorer 2020 VR experience.
You're getting into a 2019 Ford Explorer, but the experience is all about the future.
Using a VR headset, you ride through the American West in a 2020 Explorer.
And if in the middle of all the action you decide you need to put a little more fuel in the tank, there's an expanded food court to help you get from E back to full.
Toyota announced the high-performance Supra is making a comeback for 2020. And while the world has to wait to get behind the wheel, you don't if you come down to the auto show. The Supra simulation gives you the ups and downs and movement of being out on the road. And finally,
if you're tired of just walking around and looking for more of a whole body workout, come on over to the Ford area and look up and you'll find Scramble Net. There are 2 courses, one which is a V, which is a little easier, and then there's the Circle one, which is a little more challenging.
So much fun,
Oh, yeah.
Alan. The auto show runs through January 27, and if you'd like information on times or admission, go to WXYZ.com.
And don't forget to join us for WXYZ Family Day on Monday from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. There'll be great activities, fantastic entertainment. Glenda and I will be there hosting it. Join with all your friends from WXYZ. We hope to see you there.
We thank you for being a part of our auto show celebration, where cars are stars. We'll see you at the show.